It's time for New Palestine Dragons basketball on newpalradio.com. Today's game is brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best in Sight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Now let's head courtside for all of tonight's play-by-play.
New Palestine Dragons basketball is on the air. From courtside at the Dragons Den at New Palestine High School, it's time for tonight's regular season finale girls basketball game as the New Palestine Dragons, with a record of 12-9, take on the Raiders of Cardinal Ritter High School. The Raiders come in with a record of 12-7. I am Andrew Smith, happy to be with you for the next hour and a half or so to bring you this excellent basketball game we have lined up to close the 2020-21 regular season. Hard to believe we have made it to this point, given all the adversity that these teams have gone through, and the Dragons have managed to get through the entire season without a single game postponed or canceled, and they were able to play them all on their scheduled dates, and that has gotten us to the final night of the regular season, all except one on their scheduled dates, but that game was quickly made back up, and we've made it to this point where the Dragons now 12-9, the Raiders 12-7. Both teams really looking to build some momentum going into their respective sectionals next week. Of course, the Dragons in Class 4A will be playing Anderson on Wednesday night at Muncie Central, the beautiful Muncie Fieldhouse. The Raiders will open up their sectional on Tuesday against Indian Creek, as they will play at Speedway next week. It's a pretty good matchup as well. So both teams have some really solid first-round opponents, and obviously will be wanting to build a little bit of momentum going in. While the Dragons have dropped 2 consecutive games, they have come to Lawrence Central and Cathedral, and they were very different games. Against Cathedral, the Dragons were in control, had an 8-point lead, but then got into a little bit of foul trouble in the third quarter, and as a result, the score kind of flipped a little bit, and New Palestine was just never able to close the gap fully, and ended up dropping that game by 7. And then on Tuesday night, a game against Lawrence Central, the Dragons fell behind and just again unable to fully come back in a loss on Tuesday to Lawrence Central by a count of 58-47. So New Palestine looking to snap a 2-game skid. That came on the heels of a 3-game winning streak on the road with 2 really impressive wins at Triton Central and Pendleton Heights, and then a 37-point victory at Beech Grove. One reason why the Dragons have really been strong of late is the play of sophomore guard Isabella Gizzi. She has scored 20-plus points in 5 consecutive games, including a career-high 27 on Saturday against Cathedral. She followed that up with 20 of the Dragons' 47 points on Tuesday night against Lawrence Central. And, of course, for New Palestine to be successful, they look to get scoring from a lot of different areas. Obviously, Isabella Gizzi, the leading scorer, averaging 13.5 points a game. But Anna Ackerman averages just a shade under 9 points a game, a really good three-point shooter. And Addie Jones, leading rebounder at 7.5 a game, third leading scorer at 7.5 a game. And when those three are all scoring, the Dragons have been a really difficult team to guard. And for Ritter, speaking of difficult to guard, Emma Litzelman is their leader. She's a 5'8 senior, averages 18.3 points and 5.4 rebounds a game. She's a 3-year varsity performer and does a little bit of everything for them. She can slash to the hoop. She's also a very good spot shooter. She's 42% from 3-point range. And then Kelsey Wagner, a 5'7 senior, averages 13.6 points a contest. And she is their inside presence as well at 7.9 rebounds a game. And so Ritter, under the tutelage of veteran coach Tom Downard, they're 146-71 under his tenure. The Dragons, under the tutelage of 4th-year head coach Sarah Gizzi, in New Palestine, 69-27. And, of course, New Palestine has won a championship of some kind in each of her first 3 years, 2 sectionals and a conference title. The Dragons enter tonight second in the HHC with a 6-1 record, half a game back of Mount Vernon. The Marauders are playing tonight against Delta in their final conference game, so we will be paying attention to the score of that one. A Delta win would secure a tie for the HHC title for the Dragons. That would be a significant upset, but it is still in play for this New Palestine team. But obviously they need a little bit of help from the Eagles. So it's an early start time tonight. There was no JV game, so we're tipping the varsity game off an hour earlier than normal. And these two teams will get one final tune-up for the state tournament. For the seniors, Addie Jones, Faith Hensel, and Whitney Miller, it's their final game in the Dragons' Den. A really successful 4 years for them. As we mentioned, 2 sectional titles and a conference title. And this season, they have clinched the 6th consecutive winning season for the program. That is the second longest streak of winning campaigns in school history. And hope to build some momentum going into next week, when they will turn their eyes toward taking on the Anderson Indians up in the Muncie Central Sectional in a rematch of last year's sectional championship contest. It's the New Palestine Dragons and the Ritter Raiders tip-off, and the starting lineups come up right after this. We'll take our first break of the night. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast, as always, is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our two doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
It's about time for tip-off of the Dragons' Den. The New Palestine Dragons taking on the Cardinal Ritter Raiders tonight. Let's give you the starting lineups. First for the Dragons, under the tutelage of fourth-year head coach Sarah Gizzi. The front line, Addie Jones, a 5'6 senior, averaging 7.6 points a game. And Grace Marshall, a 5'8 junior, averaging 5.1 points a game. In the middle, Faith Hensel, a 5'9 senior, 4.5 points a contest. The guards, Anna Ackerman, a 5'8 junior, averaging 8.7 points a game. And Isabella Gizzi, a 5'7 sophomore, averaging 13.5 points a contest. For the Ritter Raiders, 12-7 under the direction of head coach Tom Downard. The forward, Jenna Gruber, a 5'7 senior, averaging 5.5 points a game. Four-guard lineup for the Raiders. Emma Litzelman is a 5'8 senior, averaging 18.3 points a contest. Riley Heim, a 5'6 senior, averaging 2.7 points. Lauren Beeman, a 5'4 senior, averaging 3.4. And Kelsey Wagner, a 5'7 junior, averaging 13.6 points a game. Our officials tonight are Brian Humphrey, Damon Williams, and Justin Jackson. The Dragons in the white uniforms. Moving from left to right, the Raiders in the black uniforms with red letters, numbers, and the checkerboard trim, fitting for a school located around the corner from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And they have the basketball as we begin. The Raiders win the tip. Emma Litzelman goes to the left side and then gets the ball back in the left corner. Isabella Gizzi guarding her. Litzelman picks up her dribble on the wing and kicks it back up top to Kelsey Wagner. They'll swing it through over to the right corner. Jenna Gruber uses a screen, loses the handle briefly, but gets it back, clears it to Litzelman. She'll bring it across the top over to the right side, and they'll work it into the corner. And looking at the three, but not taking it, was Beeman. They kick it up top instead, where Wagner takes a three and leaves it a little strong. And Grace Marshall has the rebound. Isabella Gizzi will bring it up for New Palestine. Dragons, their first possession of the game, lob into Grace Marshall. She's in a double team in the block, kicks it out to Anna Ackerman. She's open for three out of the right corner. It won't go. Addie Jones fighting for the rebound, but it's knocked into the hands of Beeman of Ritter, and the Raiders with possession. We've played a minute, no score. Driving the baseline, Kelsey Wagner has the ball knocked free. It's tracked down by Gruber. Out for a three-point attempt. That's an air ball by Beeman from the right corner, but the loose ball is tracked down by the Raiders. So Litzelman will restart the offense. Beeman into the corner for a three that will not go. And the Dragons with the rebound. It was Gruber that took the three. Isabella Gizzi goes coast to coast and travels. She went up to take the shot, trying to draw contact, but shuffled her feet before doing so. So we've played 90 seconds. We have no score. Each team has had two possessions. Litzelman bounces on the wing. Beeman up top for Wagner. Into the left corner for Litzelman. Their leading scorer crosses over behind a screen. Step back three is no good off the back of the rim. Grace Marshall with a weak side rebound for the Dragons. She'll push it the other way, cross over into the lane, and bring it back up to Addie Jones. She'll pull up from 16, just north of the free throw line. It won't go, and Wagner has another rebound for Ritter. Litzelman bounce pass Wagner, left side. Guarded by Ackerman. Wagner drives her to the baseline, hooks it back up top to Gruber. Over to the right side, into the corner now. And they'll work it back up top for a three-point attempt from the top of the key from Kelsey Wagner that won't go. Rebound kept alive by Jenna Gruber. Up top for Litzelman. Litzelman slides it to the right elbow and then backs it back out to set up the offense. There's a feed to Gruber, drives to the side of the lane, then pitches it back out, gets it back in the left corner. Up top to Beeman, and she'll bounce it to the right side. Kelsey Wagner behind a screen, make that Litzelman behind a screen, launches a three. It's off the back of the rim and then over the top of the backboard, and that will give the Dragons possession. 2.5 minutes and change into the game, and neither team has a point. Good defense so far. Isabella Gizzi slides to the left side, turns the corner on Litzelman, drives, but has her shot partially blocked. And Kelsey Wagner has the rebound. Litzelman pushes it up the left side to Beeman. Back to the trailer, Wagner into the post. Heim kicks it back out to Litzelman in the right corner. And she'll back it back out and set up half-court offense. Bounce pass, left side, Beeman. Guarded by Faith Hensel, back up top to Litzelman. She directs traffic as she backs it up. Feeds it into the high post, a handoff play to Litzelman. She'll drive to the baseline, get herself some space, try to put a high off the glass. It won't go. Grace Marshall collects the weak side rebound for the Dragons. Isabella Gizzi to start the offense, kicks it into the corner. Anna Ackerman drives baseline, loses the handle. She's on her knees as she tries to collect the loose ball, but fumbles it out of bounds. That's the second Dragon turnover. And we remain scoreless with 4:37 to go in the opening quarter. Dragons are going to dial up full court pressure. And Addie Jones with a steal in the backcourt. Puts it off the glass. It won't go. There's a lid on the baskets so far tonight. Raiders with the rebound. Wagner is able to outlet, and Litzelman will bring it up. Pushes it into the front court to Beeman. She drives into the right wing corner. It comes up top now. Wagner drives down the lane. Pitches into the left corner. Now back out Litzelman, left wing. She'll reset. 4:10 to go. Scoreless first quarter. Litzelman in the high circle, guarded by Gizzy. Bounce pass into the high post. They run the handoff to Litzelman. She dribbled it off her foot out of bounds. That's the first Ritter turnover. And the Dragons will take possession back. Neither team has scored as we'll tick inside the halfway point of the first quarter. Ritter now shows three-quarter court pressure. Addie Jones skies it into the front court to Grace Marshall. She'll dribble to the left wing, take it to the top, feed Addie Jones now into the right corner to Ackerman. Back up top, Jones. Into the lane, puts up a runner. It's off the back of the rim and rattles home. Addie Jones with the first 2 points of the game with 3:42 showing on the first quarter clock. Dragons again show full court pressure. Beeman inside. Gruber drives. Her shot won't go from the center of the lane off the front of the rim. And Ackerman has the rebound. Gizzy will push it up. Dragons with possession. 3:25 to go opening quarter, leading by 2. Gizzy slides to the right side. Into the corner for Grace Marshall. Grace drives into the lane in a double team, bounces it up top to Hensel, and the Dragons will reset to Gizzy. Litzelman guards her, and the ball is kicked by Litzelman as Gizzy was trying to cross over, and that caught a lot of Litzelman's foot and ended up rolling all the way to the cheerleaders on the other end of the court. And because it's a kickball violation, they'll have to bring the ball back up to midcourt, where the Dragons will inbound. Addie Jones, who has the game's only 2 points, to trigger it in. And Isabella Gizzy will cross midcourt. Swings to the left to the free throw line. Pitches out to Hensel into the left corner for Ackerman. Back up top to Hensel on the left wing. Top of the key, Gizzy to the right side. Jones takes one dribble and launches a three and hits it. Addie Jones with a triple off the dribble, and the Dragons lead at 5-0. And Anna Ackerman then with a steal off the inbounds, and she's fouled. So the Dragons' full court pressure has forced a couple of turnovers, and Ackerman trying to create a quick change here after Jones hit a three. Ackerman with the steal draws the foul on Riley Heim, and Ackerman to the line to shoot a pair, and she hits the first. That's her first point. First substitution of the game is Ritter's Olivia Webb. She's a 5'4" senior or junior. And she replaces Beeman in the Raiders lineup. Ackerman hits both free throws, 7-0 lead for New Palestine. Went more than 4 minutes without a point. The Dragons have scored 7 in the last minute. Litzelman in the backcourt, full court pressure. She's in a little bit of trouble, but is able to clear it up to Webb, who crosses midcourt in a triple team at the midcourt stripe, but is able to clear it free, feed underneath to Beeman, who catches on the block, puts it high off the glass. It won't go, but she'll go to the line. It was Gruber, not Beeman, that was subbed out on the last dead ball. Beeman will go to the line. Isabella Gizzy commits the foul. Lauren Beeman's a 47% foul shooter. She averages 3.4 points a contest, and she leaves this one a little too strong. No good. So Dragons' 7-0 lead remains. Beeman's got one more shot coming. Takes 3 dribbles and misses this one a little long, but gets the rebound tipped into her hands. Second opportunity for the Raiders. Litzelman at the free throw line, crosses over, takes it down the left side of the lane, pitches out to Beeman. Now up top to Wagner. They'll work it through to the right corner to Litzelman. She uses the screen, thought about the three, curls to the free throw line, works it up now to Wagner on the left wing. Beeman sets the screen. Webb takes the basketball. Litzelman feeds inside for Wagner. It's knocked away out of bounds. Possession will stay with Ritter. New Palestine leads us 7-0. 2:08 to go, first quarter. This Ritter team is very patient as Litzelman catches and shoots a three off a double screen off the inbounds pass and leaves it strong. Addie Jones with the rebound. She'll dribble her own outlet into the semicircle in the front court. Now to Anna Ackerman. Drives baseline and draws a foul. Strong baseline drive from Anna Ackerman into traffic. And Olivia Webb tried to block the shot and got a lot of Anna's arm. So Ackerman back to the line where she's 2 for 2. It's the second foul of the game on the Raiders, the first on Webb. Ackerman's first free throw is perfect. It's her third point all of which have come from the 15-foot stripe. Anna will have one more coming, looking to extend this Dragons lead. And she does just that. It's now 9-0 as Ackerman has hit 4 straight free throws. Again, full court pressure for the Dragons, and Grace Marshall steps in front of a pass, knocks it out of bounds. Possession will stay with Ritter. Lauren Beeman came in to try to get the basketball, but ended up not touching it on the way out, so the Raiders will maintain possession. Litzelman will bring it across with Gizzy guarding her. Goes to the left side, Beeman. She'll drive to the baseline, put up a shot that will not go. Addie Jones with the loose ball. She'll take it the other way, pull up from 15 and knock it down. 7 early points for Addie Jones in her final home game, and the Dragons lead at 11-0. Raiders break the pressure. Webb hooks it out to the left wing for Wagner, who launches a 3. It's an air ball. It's saved in bounds, but into the hands of Faith Hensel. Good hustle there by Beeman to save it, but it went to a Dragon. Addie Jones, who has 7 of the Dragons' 11 points, gives it to Gizzy. She'll drive down the lane, pull up from the middle of the lane. This one rims no good. And Kelsey Wagner with the rebound. It's a good look from Gizzy, just couldn't get it to go down. 1:05 to go opening quarter. Dragons with an 11-0 lead. Beeman with it, right wing. Guarded by Marshall. Over to Webb, now into the left corner, Litzelman. To drive baseline, but Gizzy cut her off, so she'll bring it out to the wing. Bounce pass now into the left corner for Kelsey Wagner with Ackerman guarding her. Wagner tries to drive baseline. Addie Jones comes over and forces an air ball, and Jones gets the loose ball. Final 45 seconds. Jones to the free throw line. Bounces it out to Gizzy left wing. Into the left corner, Jones traveled. Shuffled the feet on the catch right before the drive. And so this will be the 3rd Dragon turnover. Elena Miller checks in for the Dragons, replacing Faith Hensel. Jenna Gruber returns to the Ritter lineup as Heim gets a break. Litzelman against full court pressure in the backcourt, and they'll work it around to Olivia Webb. She crosses midcourt, races up the left side. Nearly lost the handle, but was able to keep the dribble alive, and the Raiders work it with some good passing inside from Wagner to Lauren Beeman at the right block, who lays it in for the Raiders' first 2 points. Grace Marshall launches a 3 out of the corner. It spins no good. And Wagner has the rebound. 13 seconds to go in the quarter. She'll hand off to Litzelman. And the Raiders will run their end of clock play. 5 seconds to go as Litzelman slides into the corner for Wagner. She wants 3. It's an air ball. Elena Miller has the rebound, and she will dribble out the remainder of the first quarter clock. Really solid quarter defensively for the Dragons. And they scored 11 straight to take the lead. They currently lead at 11-2 after a quarter. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Start of the second quarter, New Palestine leads Ritter 11-2. Dragons in possession. Ritter shows a zone defense to begin the quarter as Isabella Gizzi has it on the right wing. Up top, Elena Miller. Over to the left corner, and Ackerman wants 3. It's short off the rim, but she tracks down her own rebound, but couldn't secure it, and the Raiders gain possession. Beeman is the ball knocked free by Addie Jones and then throws it away. Looks like Addie was trying to tie her up, and that caused the ball to be fumbled a little bit by Beeman. She tried to pass it out, and there was nobody there. It's the 3rd Ritter turnover. Dragons with a 9-point lead in the basketball as we are early in the second quarter. Isabella Gizzi wants 3 out of the left corner. This is strong, and the rebound collected by Kelsey Wagner of Ritter. Litzelman to bring it up for the Raiders. Isabella Gizzi picks her up. Over to the left side to Olivia Webb. Tried to feed it inside. Pass was tipped by Elena Miller, stolen by Gizzy. Gizzy will bring it up to the front court. Feed Jones, top of the key. Addie drives left side of the lane, spins to the right hand, pitches out to Gizzy. Catch and shoot three is perfect. Gizzy's first three of the game from the right wing, and the Dragons have their biggest lead of the game at 14-2. Ritter again breaks the full court pressure. Beeman bounces it out to Litzelman. Gizzy guards her as Litzelman backs up to start the half-court offense. We'll work it into the corner for Webb. Bounces over to Litzelman to the free throw line, backs it back out. Pitches into the corner again for Webb, left side. And she'll curl into the lane, put up a wild shot over Elena Miller that won't go, and Addie Jones has another rebound for the Dragons. She'll push it into the front court to Ackerman. Baseline drive, lost the handle out of bounds. Turnover back to Ritter. Fourth Dragon turnover of the game. Rachel Kelly checks into the Dragon lineup, replacing Ackerman. Megan McCall checks in for Ritter, a 5'6" senior, averaging 6.1 points a game. Kelly's a 5'5" junior for New Palestine. Litzelman brings it across against full court pressure, slides to the left side to McCall, who's just checked in. Bounce pass into the left corner for Kelsey Wagner. She uses a screen, pulls up left side of the lane, leaves it a little strong. Addie Jones with another rebound. Pac-Man on the glass tonight is Addie as she's gobbling everything up. Dragons work it into the corner to Grace Marshall, back up top for Gizzy as the Dragons survey this zone defense. Addie Jones wants a three from the right wing that is strong, and the rebound is pulled down by Wagner. So the Raiders will bring it into the front court. McCall, guarded by Elena Miller, right corner, uses a screen, takes it out to the right wing, has her pass deflected, but Litzelman tracks it down in the high circle. Lob into the free throw line. Gruber takes it down the left side of the lane, loses the handle out of bounds, but last touch by New Palestine, as Grace Marshall got a hand in there to knock it free. And so possession will stay with the Raiders. 5:38 to go, opening half. Dragons with a 14-2 lead. And Wagner inbounds to Gruber, whose layup will not go from the left side. Marshall with the rebound. Gizzy ahead to Kelly. Pass to Elena Miller was fumbled, but she gets it back. Up to Gizzy, top of the key. Couple of dribbles, feeds Miller in the left corner. Tried to curl inside, and his ball just peeled right out of her hands by Lauren Beeman. Fifth Dragon turnover. Litzelman the other way for Ritter. 5:15 to go. Feeds to the left side to McCall. Lob to the short corner. And Wagner pitches it back out to Beeman. Now to the left side for Megan McCall. She calls for a screen. Sends it over to Litzelman on the right side. Looks to drive Gizzy to the baseline. Behind a screen. Launches a three off the dribble. It is off the back of the rim. No good. And Addie Jones has another rebound. Quickly ahead to Isabella Gizzy. She'll go coast to coast, explode to the basket, put it up with the left-handed score. Gizzy's got 5. The lead is 14 for the Dragons. 4:44 to go in the opening half as Litzelman brings it up. Addie Jones had 7 quick points, then Anna Ackerman scored 4, and now Gizzy has all 5 points for either team in this quarter. And we have a hand-checking foul here as Lauren Beeman was trying to bring it across the top, and Addie Jones got the hand in there one too many times, so it'll be her first, just the second on the team. Corinne Marshall checks into the Dragon lineup, replacing Grace Marshall, her older sister. Corinne is a 5'7" freshman. Coach Tom Downard calls out play number 1 as Litzelman brings it across midcourt. Gizzy guards her, has a ball screen left and right to choose from, takes the one on the right. Feeds Wagner, who backs it out to the high right side. May have gotten away with a walk as she picked up the dribble. Clears it to Beeman. Drives down the lane. Puts it up with the left hand a little too strong. And Addie Jones has yet another rebound for the Dragons. Addie will push it into the front court. Feed Gizzy. Catch and shoot three. Left wing is gone. Isabella Gizzy's got 8. That's her second 3 of the game. The Dragons with a 19-2 lead. And Tom Downard wants a 30-second timeout. We will take one, too. This is Dragon Basketball. On NewPalRadio.com, our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Midway through the second quarter at the Dragons' Den, Isabella Gizzy has all 8 points in the quarter, a pair of threes and a 2, giving New Palestine a 19-2 lead. As we are at the exact midpoint of the quarter, Tom Downard calling a 30-second timeout. Settle things down for the Raiders. Emma Litzelman picked up by Gizzy as they start the offense. Feeds Megan McCall high left. Elena Miller knocks the ball free and steals it. Miller one-on-one with McCall, takes it up the left side, draws a lot of contact, can't get the shot to go, but Addie Jones cleans up the rebound and scores. It's a 10-point run to start the quarter for the Dragons, who now lead at 21-2. Litzelman to the left side. Drives the left side of the lane and draws a foul on Addie Jones, and that'll be Addie's second. Just the third team foul in New Palestine, but 2 of them are on Addie, so we'll see Faith Hensel check back in at the next dead ball. Inbounds pass to Litzelman, catch and shoot 3 from the right wing, spins halfway down and out. And Addie Jones with yet another rebound for New Palestine. She's got to be closing in on a double-double. She has 9 points. Ritter shows a 3-2 zone as the Dragons working around the top. Gizzy to Kelly, over to the left side to Elena Miller. She'll pitch it back out to Rachel Kelly. Drives out to Gizzy, now to Miller in the right corner. She drives, defender goes down, nothing's there. Miller will step back and put up a 3 and knock it down. Second triple of the season for Elena Miller. 4th 3 of the game. The Dragons lead at 24-2. Just 1 field goal for Ritter came from Lauren Beeman late in the first quarter. They're going to try to change that as Kelsey Wagner misses a 3 long. And Addie Jones, another rebound. Quickly up to Gizzy, left side. She'll launch a 3 off the dribble. This one is way off. Kelly was under the basket to get the offensive rebound. Out to Corinne Marshall. She'll drive, put up a runner, and it rattles home. Corinne Marshall, the 4th Dragon to score, now the 5th Dragon to score in this game. It's 26-2. It's a 15-0 run to start the second quarter. Litzelman to settle things down for Ritter. They'll work it into the corner for McCall. Bounce pass to Beeman left side. Driving on Marshall. Picks up the dribble in the semicircle and now feeds it out to Gruber. Work it over now up top to Litzelman. She drives down the lane, pitches into the corner for a catch and shoot 3 from Gruber that is long. But Wagner with the offensive rebound puts it up and in. Kelsey Wagner stops the Dragons' 15-point run with the Raiders' first points of the second quarter. Come at the 2-minute mark of the quarter. It's 26-4. Elena Miller with it left wing for the Dragons. Takes a couple of dribbles, works it through Jones to Kelly, back to Jones, and she backed her player down and is called for an offensive foul. And now Addie has 3. Coach Gizzy was trying to get her out on the last dead ball, but there just wasn't one for several possessions. And Addie picks up her 3rd foul, an offensive foul that will lead to her needing to take a breather for the remaining 144 of the first half. So Faith Hensel replaces her. Final 100 seconds as Litzelman crosses midcourt. Works it on Gizzy to the left side to Olivia Webb. Elena Miller guarding her as Webb takes it all the way across the volleyball line, then recoils back to the free throw line. Up top, Litzelman. Step back 2 with her foot on the line. Couldn't go, but the offensive rebound collected by Kelsey Wagner, and she's fouled and will go to the line. This is the 5th team foul on New Palestine. It's Rachel Kelly's first. Raiders 0 for 2 from the line as a team in this game. And that changes as Wagner hits the first. She's a 72% foul shooter. And she hits the second. The Raiders have scored 4 straight. It's 26-6, the Dragons lead. Gizzy quickly ahead to Kelly, to Miller in the corner. Elena can't get this 3 to go. And the weak side rebound is collected by Lauren Beeman of Ritter. Litzelman pushes it into the left corner for Olivia Webb. To the free throw line, bounces it out. Beeman down the lane, feeds into the corner for a 3 that is strong from Wagner, but Webb with the offensive rebound. Putback won't go, and Wagner tracks the rebound down. Isabella Gizzy knocks it free. It's loose on the floor, comes to Rachel Kelly. Kelly will race it into the front court, lose the handle as she dribbled it off her shin, and it's picked up by Litzelman. 7th Dragon turnover. Raiders in transition, but Wagner's a little too strong with the runner, and the Dragons with the rebound. Gizzy will go coast to coast, offensive foul. Second charging call on the Dragons. Isabella Gizzy's second foul as well, and Anna Ackerman will hop off the bench to replace her, especially the defensive dead ball in the final 38 seconds of the half. Our D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care halftime show will commence after these 38.7 seconds of action. Dragons lead at 26-6. New Palestine started the quarter with 15 straight points. Ritter scored the last 4. Beeman drives, feeds into the left corner, and now they'll work it back out to Beeman. Left elbow, drives to the right side of the lane. Now to Wagner to the center of the lane, pitches it out for a 3-point attempt from Olivia Webb that goes down. First triple of the game and third field goal for Ritter. And it's 26-9. The Raiders have scored 7 straight. Dragons bring it into the front court. Ackerman up to Kelly in the high circle. Dragons will likely hold it for 1. Kelly slides to the left side, feeds into the corner for Ackerman. She fakes, sends it to Corinne Marshall. Her post move will not go. Rebound taken down by the Raiders, and that's how we finish the first half. It was a 15-0 run to start the second quarter, but then the Raiders score the last 7 to cut what had been a 24-point lead down to 17. The Dragons lead at 26-9 after a half of basketball here at the Dragons Den. Our D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care halftime show commences momentarily. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Halftime at the Dragons Den. New Palestine leads Ritter by a count of 26-9. The Dragons with a 11-0 run to start the game, and it took a while. Neither team scored for the first half of the first quarter, and then the Dragons scored 11 straight points, sparked by Addie Jones, scoring 5 quick ones, and then Anna Ackerman had a steal and 2 free throws to make it a 7-0 game. Jones and Ackerman then later added baskets to extend the lead to 11-0 before Lauren Beeman scored on the final possession of the first quarter for Ritter to cut the Dragons' lead to 9. But then New Palestine started the second quarter with a 15-0 run. It was keyed by a pair of threes by Isabella Gizzi, who had 8 points in the second quarter, as well as a triple by Elena Miller. And so the score at halftime, 26-9. Ritter finished the quarter with a 7-0 run. Kelsey Wagner had 4 of those points. Let's take a look at the halftime scoring. Addie Jones with 9 points, and we don't have the rebounding numbers, but she's got a lot of them. She has been all over the glass so far in this game. She has 4 field goals, one of them a 3. Isabella Gizzi with 8 on a pair of threes and a 2. Anna Ackerman with 4 free throws for 4 points. Elena Miller has hit a 3 for 3. And Corinne Marshall has 2 points off the bench for the Dragons. Faith Hensel and Rachel Kelly, as well as Grace Marshall, have played but have not scored for New Palestine, which has 9 field goals, 4 of which have been threes. The Dragons are 4 for 4 from the line. Ritter is led by Kelsey Wagner, who has 4 points on a basket and a pair of free throws. Olivia Webb has hit a 3, and Lauren Beeman has hit a basket and is 0 for 2 from the line for 2 points. Megan McCall, Emma Litzelman, Riley Heim, and Jenna Gruber have all played but have yet to score for the Raiders, who have 3 baskets in this game, one of which has been a 3. They're 2 for 4 from the line. Dragons led at 11-2 after a quarter, outscored the Raiders 15-7 in the second quarter to take a 26-9 lead after 16 minutes. Busy night in the conference. One game is currently underway, one other game, and this is a game that is of interest to New Palestine fans, but it's not going the way that New Palestine fans would like so far. Mount Vernon leads Delta 14-2 after a quarter, and the Dragons need a Delta win to secure a share of the conference title, but right now that's not looking likely as the Eagles down 12, and so the Dragons for sure will be at least second place in the conference. That'll be the 3rd consecutive season that has happened where the Dragons have finished either first or second in the HHC. And even 3 seasons ago, they finished 3rd, but were literally 1 bounce away from being co-champs in the conference. They were 5-2 and finished behind 2 teams that went 6-1, and that second loss was on a last-second shot that just fell off. And so it's been a really, really solid run for this New Palestine team the last 3 years in conference play. They are 19-2, and under head coach Sarah Gizzi, they're 24-4 in HHC play and have been in the top 3 each year. Of course, this is the 3rd course in a smorgasbord of basketball from the Dragons' Den this week. Of course, the Dragon girls were here Tuesday night against Lawrence Central, and then the boys had a game Tuesday at Warren Central that was not successful, a game last night against Heron that was 89-58, a Dragon victory. And tomorrow night, we'll be back here as the Dragons take on the Yorktown Tigers. Big conference game for Trent Whitaker's team that's currently 3-1 in conference play, looking to secure and, well, stay in the HHC race and in the hunt for the HHC title. And that will be tomorrow night, 7:30. Mike Petrie and I will have the broadcast at 7:25 on both of our channels, newpalradio.com and the New Palestine High School Athletics YouTube page. Sectional play opens Wednesday for the Dragons as they take on the Muncie Central Bearcats, they take on the Anderson Indians at the home of the Muncie Central Bearcats, the North Walnut Street Fieldhouse in Muncie. That game will tip off at 6 p.m., and Jarrett Lewis and I will have the broadcast at 5:55 Wednesday from the Muncie Fieldhouse as the Dragons take on the Anderson Indians in a rematch of last year's sectional championship game. The Dragons looking for title number 3 in the last 4 seasons and their 2nd straight. We are going to take our final break of halftime, and when we come back, it'll be time for second half action, I should say. Dragons lead at 26-9 over the Ritter Raiders. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
You're listening to the Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Second half action set to begin at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine leading Ritter 26-9. Addie Jones with 9 points. Isabella Gizzi with 8 to lead New Palestine, which has had 2 significant runs in this game. They scored the first 11 points of the first quarter and scored the first 15 of the second quarter to take a double-digit lead. The Raiders will begin the third with possession. Original starting fives on the floor for both, for Ritter, the original starting five of Litzelman, Heim, Beeman, Wagner, and Gruber. The Dragons will make one substitution. Addie Jones will begin the second half on the bench as she has 3 fouls. Elena Miller will start in her stead. Raiders with possession. Wagner over to Beeman, who drives into the lane, can't get the shot to go. And Hensel with the rebound. Quickly the Dragons push it up to Ackerman. Pull-up jumper from the left side from 17. Rim's no good. And the rebound tipped out to Lauren Beeman of the Raiders. Ritter will bring it into the front court. Litzelman, who's been held scoreless, kicks it out. Now Beeman will launch a 3 from the left wing and knock it down, and we have a foul away from the ball. Lauren Beeman hits the 3. Ritter's within 26-12. And the basket does count. The foul is on Ritter away from the ball. It's Jenna Gruber's first. And so, and actually, no, the foul was on New Palestine, Anna Ackerman. And so it'll be Ritter ball. Everybody was heading to the other end thinking it was New Palestine's possession. Ritter has scored the last 10 points in this game. And Litzelman looks to drive inside, throws it off the bottom of the rim with Coach Sarah Gizzi begging for a traveling violation. Dragons push it ahead to Elena Miller. It was knocked free, but she gets it back. Now to Faith Hensel, who looked to drive the lane and was fouled. And this will be the first foul on Emma Litzelman. Foul is on the floor, so the Dragons will inbound from the baseline. Isabella Gizzi to trigger it into Elena Miller, right corner. Drives baseline, puts up a 15-footer. It's an air ball, and Beeman collects the loose ball. 7:09 to go. Ritter has scored 10 straight. The Dragons lead up by 14. Here's a drive inside by Gruber. Good defense by Miller, forces the miss. Dragons push it into the front court. Gizzi up top to Miller. To Hensel, now to Grace Marshall, who wants 3, and it's a little too strong. Fighting to get the rebound is Anna Ackerman, but it's secured by Kelsey Wagner of Ritter. Litzelman tried to throw it inside. It's picked off by Ackerman. 6th Ritter turnover as Anna will bring it up. 6:40 to go, third quarter. 14-point Dragon lead. Gizzi up top now to Anna Ackerman. She'll slide it back to the left side to Gizzi, who will set up the offense. Elena Miller now with it right wing against this Ritter zone. Now to Grace Marshall. We'll slide it to the right side. Bounce it into the corner for Miller. Takes a couple of dribbles on the right baseline. Clears it back out to Ackerman. She'll drive to the right side of the lane. A little jumper won't go. And Kelsey Wagner has the rebound. Second half starting much like the first for the Dragons. As the Raiders work it around to Wagner. 3 in the air is good. Just like that, Ritter is right back, starting to claw back into this game. They have scored 13 straight, and the Dragon lead is now to 26-15 as Ritter scored the first 6 of the second half. Isabella Gizzi up top to Elena Miller. She'll drive right side. Out to Ackerman, now to Miller. Now back to Ackerman, right wing. Whistle away from the ball. And it's a holding foul on one of the Raiders. And Riley Heim is called for her second. Addie Jones back in for New Palestine, replacing Elena Miller. Addie was a big presence for New Palestine, both offensively and on the glass in the first half, but she picked up 3 fouls. So Addie drives into the lane, hooks it over to Faith Hensel, takes one dribble, puts up a runner, and gets it to go. That stops a 13-0 run for Ritter and gives the Dragons a 28-15 lead. Allows New Palestine to set up its press. Ritter breaks it, but the ball's knocked free and stolen by Addie Jones at midcourt. She'll push it ahead and then throw it away, and then Grace Marshall commits. A traveling violation is called. I think that is the right call, as Lauren Beeman picked up the ball but was somewhat awkwardly falling when she did, and then made contact with Marshall after that. The Ritter fans don't like it. Inbounds pass to Addie Jones from Isabella Gizzi as she posted up her player and laid it in. Addie's got 11, first Dragon in double figures, and the lead is 30-15. The Dragons have scored the last 4. Litzelman inbounds to Olivia Webb, who's checked back into the game, and now here's a feed up to Kelsey Wagner, drives across midcourt and is hand checked by Grace Marshall. That'll be Grace's first. 5:02 to go third quarter. 30-15, New Palestine in the lead. Emma Litzelman feeds to Beeman left side, drives on Hensel, bounces it out to Webb into the right corner for Heim, and now clears it back out to Wagner. Now Beeman drives into the lane, pitches out for a three-point attempt from Webb that's good. Ritter's suddenly gotten red hot from three-point range. Olivia Webb hits her second triple of the game to make it a 12-point contest, and Anna Ackerman answers on the other end with a three from the left wing, and the lead back up to 33-18. And the Raiders try to break the full court pressure and do with a long pass ahead to Webb. They're 2-on-1 in the front court. Beeman tries to drive, but Faith Hensel sliding over, tripped her. And that'll be Faith's first foul. Third on the Dragons here in the second half. New Palestine leads at 33-18. The Raiders' offense in the third quarter, they've hit 3 threes. They've equaled their first half scoring output in less than half a quarter. Litzelman slides to the right side, bounces to Beeman, fakes the three on Hensel, takes a couple of dribbles, and now clears to Litzelman, who brings it to the top of the key. Over to the left side, Wagner. Back to Beeman up top. Fakes the three, drives, feeds into the corner to Heim, whose 18-footer won't go, and Addie Jones collects the weak side rebound. She'll push it into the front court. A long bounce pass to Grace Marshall. She did not handle the pass cleanly, and it's picked off by the Raiders. Dragons with 10 turnovers in this one. Ritter pushes it up. Here's a drive and a basket from Olivia Webb, who's got 8 points. That doubles her average, and again, the Raiders within 13. 3:45 to go. Addie Jones drives, loses her defender, pitches out to Gizzi. Her three is in the air and good. Isabella Gizzi's third triple of the game. She's got 11, and the Dragons back up 36-20. And Addie Jones nearly knocked it free in the full court press, but the Raiders able to break it. They feed Beeman, whose three won't go, but the weak side rebound to Webb. Her shot off the backboard rattles, no good. One of the Raiders is hurt behind the play. Gizzi into the front court. Feeds Grace Marshall in the corner. Now to Addie Jones to Ackerman. Her three out of the right corner will not go, and the rebound hits the top of the backboard. That's unfortunate for the Dragons because Grace Marshall was under the hoop. Megan McCall checks in, replacing Kelsey Wagner, who looks like she may have gotten hit in the face when she got tangled up on the battle for a rebound. 3:08 to go. Dragons in the full court pressure. Ball's knocked free, but rescued by the Raiders. Litzelman working it still in the backcourt and crosses midcourt, but not in time. 10-second violation. And that was a case where the Dragons didn't force the live ball turnover, but a deflection early in the press defense threw off Ritter's timing, and they had to spend a few valuable seconds collecting the ball, and by the time they did, Litzelman was headed into the front court. By the time Litzelman could corral things and get toward the front court, the 10 seconds had elapsed. That's the 8th Raiders turnover. 16-point New Palestine lead. Corinne Marshall has checked into the game, as has Rachel Kelly for New Palestine. And a feed from Jones looking for Corinne Marshall, didn't connect. There's a loose ball on the floor as Litzelman and Ackerman were going after it, and the jump ball is called, and possession will go to New Palestine. 2:49 to go. Gizzi with 11, Jones with 11, Ackerman with 7 for New Palestine, which leads by 16. Dragons have led by double digits really since the end of the first quarter. Rachel Kelly with it up top. Over to Gizzi into the left corner. Addie Jones has the ball knocked free out of bounds by Heim. It'll stay with New Palestine. 2:38 to go. Jones will toss it into the backcourt, and Isabella Gizzi will bring it up. 2:35 to go. Ritter showing a 1-3-1 zone as Ackerman has it in the corner. We'll work it around to Gizzy. And back up top now, Kelly. We'll swing it around to the corner. Ackerman drives baseline, or make that Jones drives baseline and dribbled it off her leg out of bounds. It's the 11th Dragon turnover. I think that's a number Sarah Gizzy would like to see reduced, especially going into Wednesday when they're going to face an Anderson team that will like to push the tempo. Full court pressure for the Dragons. Wagner in the backcourt is back in the game. Backs up, and we got a whistle. Timeout called by Ritter. Tom Downer did not like what he saw in the press offense and takes a 30-second timeout. We'll take 1-2, 2:12 to go, third quarter. Dragons lead at 36-20. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
Now, back to the action on newpalradio.com.
2:12 to go. Third quarter, New Palestine leads Ritter 36-20. Raiders with possession. Litzelman over to Wagner on the left wing. And she'll back it up and now feed it to Litzelman on the right side. Litzelman guarded by Gizzy, lays it out for McCall. Over back to the right side for Olivia Webb, who's got 8 points in this game. To Wagner in the right corner, guarded by Ackerman. She'll drive baseline, and Ackerman's going to be called for ushering her out of bounds. And, of course, forced out of bounds is always a foul. And that's Anna's second, fourth on the team in the second half. It's been a relatively foul-free game as the inbounds pass knocked free by New Palestine, out of bounds, last touch by Ritter. So that's the 9th Ritter turnover of the game. And New Palestine will inbound with a 16-point lead. 1:45 to go, third quarter, as Gizzy crosses midcourt, faces down this Ritter zone. As Gizzy feeds Corinne Marshall, left corner. She'll launch a three and hit it. Corinne Marshall with 5 points. That is the 6th three of the game hit by New Palestine, and the lead back up to 19. Addie Jones knocks the ball free in the backcourt and gets the steal, but stepped on the out-of-bounds line, or was she fouled? She was fouled by Olivia Webb. As Addie was trying to corral that loose ball, Webb bumped her out of bounds. That'll be Webb's second foul and force the Dragons to take it out. 39-20. As New Palestine inbounds into the corner and now works it up top for Gizzy. Over to the right side, Rachel Kelly takes a couple of dribbles and feeds Ackerman. Over to Kelly, right wing. And now she'll bring it up top to Gizzy. With 1:13 to go in the third quarter. 19-point lead for New Palestine. Gizzy in the left corner, over to Ackerman. She'll work it out to Corinne Marshall, and now to Kelly high right as the Dragons work on their zone offense. Kelly holds, feeds Ackerman right corner. Back up to the high right to Rachel Kelly. She uses Jones' screen, feeds Gizzy on the left side, back to Kelly in the left corner. Now to Gizzy. Isabella will bring it across the top, bounce it to Ackerman on the right wing. 2 dribbles with the left hand, and now feeds Kelly. She'll curl down the right side of the lane, put up a runner, won't go. Corinne Marshall fights for the rebound, collects it, puts up an off-balance shot that won't go, and the weak side rebound to Emma Litzelman of Ritter. Final half minute of the third quarter, Litzelman guarded by Gizzy on the right side. Uses a big-time moving screen, but the ball is kicked free by Gizzy and stolen. Gizzy tried to drive inside and was fouled. There was a case where Wagner was moving to screen her player off, but there was no contact, so therefore no foul, but Gizzy was able to get around it and force the turnover anyway, and that draws the foul on Lauren Beeman. Dragons with possession. Gizzy tried to feed it inside to Corinne Marshall, and it's knocked free and stolen by Lauren Beeman, and then Corinne Marshall fouled her going for the loose ball. It's the 12th Dragon turnover. That's Marshall's first foul. It's 5 on New Palestine in the second half, so they've got one more to give before putting the Raiders in the bonus. New Palestine again showing full court pressure with a 19-point lead. And the final half minute of the third quarter. Litzelman crosses midcourt, has it knocked free, but tracks it back down in the center circle. Over the left side for a long three by Wagner that won't go. That was NBA range. A long rebound tipped out, fought for, jump ball called as Kelly and Webb had each other tied up, and the possession turn will go to Ritter. And this will get the Dragons the first possession of the fourth quarter as there's 3.3 seconds to go in the third frame. Inbounds pass into the corner. Emma Litzelman with 2. Step back shot is an air ball. Goes right into the hands of Corinne Marshall, and that's how the third quarter ends. New Palestine outscores Ritter 13-11 in the quarter to take a 39-20 lead through 24 minutes of play. The final 8 coming up right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Time for the fourth quarter at the Dragons' Den. Final home quarter of the season for the Dragons, the final regular season quarter for both of these teams. New Palestine leads Ritter 39-20 as we head to fourth quarter action. Raiders will begin the fourth quarter in a man-to-man defense as Isabella Gizzi feeds Kelly on the left wing, who wasn't expecting the pass, and fumbles it out of bounds. That's the 13th New Palestine turnover. And so the Raiders with possession. New Palestine with a 19-point lead. The Dragons have led throughout. They scored the first 11 points of the game, and other than briefly at 11-2, New Palestine's lead has been in double digits since. Olivia Webb up top. The Dragons now showing a 1-2-2 zone defense, something we don't see often out of them, but it was a good time to work on that before the sectional. Litzelman with it on the wing. Over to Beeman, the left side. Into the corner for Heim. Back to Beeman, left wing. She'll take a couple of dribbles, bounce it up top, and now to Litzelman on the right side. She'll drive into the lane. Pitch it to Wagner, who dribbles out of the post, back out to the corner. Now Litzelman feeds to Heim inside. Addie Jones ties her up. Possession turn will stay with Ritter. And now the Dragons are going to switch back to a man-to-man defense as Wagner will trigger it in from the baseline. And still looking, and finally feeds Litzelman. She didn't handle it cleanly, but Heim did. Clears it back out to Litzelman. Into the post, Wagner pitches it out to Webb, who wants 3. This one's an air ball. Heim with the offensive rebound, puts it high off the glass and in. Riley Heim with Ritter's 4th 2-point basket of the game. They've also hit 4 threes. Cuts the Dragons' lead to 17. And Grace Marshall tries to drive inside, draws a blocking foul. It's the 5th team foul on Ritter, and this one will go on Lauren Beeman. That's her 2nd. Foul's on the floor. So half of each team's field goals have been 3s, and the other half have been 2. The Dragons 7 3s and 7 2s. Ritter with 4 3s and 4 2s. Dragons also 4 for 4 from the line. The Raiders 2 for 4. Adds up to a 17-point lead for New Palestine. Grace Marshall drives into the lane, kicks it out to Gizzi, and now to Addie Jones. Drives to the right side, hooks it out to Marshall on the right wing. She'll look to drive into the lane, pitch it out for a 3-point attempt by Rachel Kelly that goes. Kelly's first 3 of the game, the 8th triple for the Dragons. They lead at 42-22. Again, zone defense showed by New Palestine, a 1-2-2 zone. Heim bounces, left block. Wagner, a wild shot that won't go. Kelly had the block out, but Litzelman gets the rebound for Ritter. Feeds Wagner, cutting down the lane, out to Heim. Baseline shot will not go. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Grace Marshall on the rebound, and will stay with Ritter. Looks like an old school set shot from Heim. It was feet were on the floor when she caught and shot. Here's a catch-and-shoot three off the inbounds by Kelsey Wagner that she rattles home, her second three of the game. Dragon lead is 42-25. And that's the Raiders' fifth triple of the contest. Gizzy wants three from the right wing off the dribble. It won't go, and Wagner has the weak side rebound. 5:47 to go as Litzelman feeds Heim on the left side. Her shot is blocked out of bounds by Grace Marshall. Possession will stay with Ritter. Sarah Gizzy wants a 30-second timeout with 5:45 to go in the ball game. We'll take 1-2. Dragons 42, Raiders 25. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPowerRadio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Couple of score updates for you from the conference. Mount Vernon leads Delta 45-17 after 3. After 1, Yorktown leads Elwood 25-9. Several other games tipping off a little bit later on this evening as everybody's wrapping up their regular seasons. Ritter with the basketball, trailing by 17. Feed into Wagner, out to Litzelman, who wants three out of the left corner off the front of the rim, no good. She's still scoreless, came in averaging 18+ a game. Gizzy with the rebound, takes it all the way under the hoop, but is cut off. Out to Grace Marshall, and she has the ball knocked free, but it's called for a double dribble. It's the 14th New Palestine turnover. There's one thing I think if you're Sarah Gizzy, you'd like to clean up between now and next Wednesday. That's that number. The turnover number has been really high the last few games, and that has continued tonight. Ball's knocked free by Rachel Kelly out of bounds. So possession will stay with Ritter. Anna Ackerman will replace Grace Marshall in the New Palestine lineup. It's Gizzy, Kelly, Ackerman, Hensel, and Jones, the five on the floor for New Palestine. 5:10 to go as Litzelman starts the offense right side. Tried to bounce it inside to Wagner, but it's picked off by Gizzy. She'll slow things down on the right wing. Up top to Kelly. Rachel loses her defender, drives down the right side of the lane, nearly lost the handle, and then throws it away, trying to feed Anna Ackerman on the left baseline. Kelly just lost the handle, and as she was trying to get it back, that kind of threw her out of rhythm, and the pass to Ackerman was a little bit errant. And so that's the 15th New Palestine turnover. Olivia Webb with it up top for Ritter. 3-2 zone employed by the Dragons. Beeman has it now at the top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Gizzy on top of her. Bounces to Wagner right side. Long skip pass to Webb. She fakes the three, gets her defender in the air, drives past her, and puts up a little shot from the left side of the lane. Olivia Webb's got 10. She's had a really solid game for Ritter off the bench. It's 42-27. Isabella Gizzy with it on the left wing for the Dragons. Bounce pass inside looking for Faith Hensel, but she was fouled. The 6th team foul on Ritter, so this will be a common foul out of bounds. It's Riley Himes' third. Couple of substitutions for Ritter. Jenna Gruber and Megan McCall check back in, replacing Webb and Heim. Webb sits with 10 points, one of 2 Raiders in double figures. Kelsey Wagner also has 10. Lead is 15 for New Palestine as Anna Ackerman catches the inbounds pass, brings it up top to Kelly. Over to the left wing to Isabella Gizzy. She'll send it over to Faith Hensel. Takes one dribble and bounces back up top to Gizzy. Litzelman guarding her. Gizzy behind the back dribble. Takes it back to the left hand. Clears it now to Ackerman on the left wing. Jones sets the screen for Anna. She takes it to the free throw line, bounces it out now, and then feeds Kelly on the right wing. Over to Gizzy, high left. Jones sets the screen for her. Well, pick and pop action didn't really materialize, so the Dragons will reset again with Gizzy on the left wing. Crosses over to the left hand, back to the right. Jones sets the screen. Gizzy to the top of the key, lobs it for Jones, who's wide open under the basket, who catches and lays it in. 13 for Addie. The lead is 17 as we tick in the final 3.5 minutes of the ball game. Raiders with possession. They'll work it into the left corner. McCall's pass knocked free by Kelly, but rescued by Beeman for the Raiders. Gruber back over to Beeman, drives to the free throw line, bounces out to Litzelman. She wants three. It is too strong. Weak side rebound taken down by Beeman. She drives and scores. And make that Jenna Gruber who had that. That's her first 2 points. Lead is 15 for New Palestine. 3 minutes to go in this one. As Gizzy has it on the right wing. Up top to Anna Ackerman. Now one dribble to Kelly. Her bounce pass inside was knocked free. Kelly is able to rescue it along the sideline, left side, clear it out to Hensel. Isabella Gizzy out high, working on Litzelman. Drives past her, and then has to curl back, uses Hensel's screen, works it to Kelly, now to Hensel, left block. Takes it to the middle from the post and scores. Faith Hensel's got 4. The lead, 46-29 for New Palestine. Litzelman bounce pass into the post. They kick it out for a shot by Gruber from the left corner. That's an air ball. Jones with the loose ball. Tried to feed it ahead to Gizzy on the fast break, but the pass a little too far for her. Out of bounds, and the Dragons turn it over for the 16th time. Substitutions, Allie Blum, Corinne Marshall, and Elena Miller all check in for the Dragons. They replace Faith Hensel, Anna Ackerman, and Isabella Gizzy. So those 3 out there with Rachel Kelly and Addie Jones. 2:10 to go in the ball game as Olivia Webb has it up top for Ritter. Over to Litzelman left side, into the corner for a 3-point attempt that goes from Megan McCall. So the lead is 14, 46-32. It's a game the Dragons have comfortably led throughout. Corinne Marshall over to the left side. Rachel Kelly wants 3. It's off the back of the rim, no good. And the weak side rebound tracked down by Elena Miller. Tried to hook it into the lane. It's knocked free and stolen by Litzelman. She'll bring it into the front court with 1:40 to go. Over to the left side, McCall wants another 3. This one's off the front of the rim, no good. Corinne Marshall has the rebound for New Palestine. And we'll give it to Kelly. Final 90 seconds of this one. Dragons look like they're well on their way to finishing the regular season 13-9. Elena Miller to the free throw line. Tried to pick and pop, but it didn't materialize, and Miller was tied up. The possession turn will stay with New Palestine. Riley Heim checks back in for Ritter. And Beeman will get a breather. 46-32, Dragons in the lead. Elena Miller catches the inbounds pass, feeds Allie Blum up top. Couple dribbles, and now kicks it over to Corinne Marshall left side. She'll take a big drive down the lane, put up the runner and score. Corinne's got 7. And the lead is 16 with 1:10 to go. This game the Dragons have led by double digits largely throughout. Litzelman drives and is fouled by Addie Jones. That'll be Addie's 4th. And it's going to be ruled on the floor, and that's just the 6th team foul on New Palestine. So Ritter will take it out of bounds. Litzelman catches top of the key, fires a 3, and hits it. First 3 points of the game for Emma Litzelman, their leading scorer on the season. Comes with a minute to go. It's a really solid defensive effort by the Dragons on a very good player. Corinne Marshall, give and go with Elena Miller. Takes it under the basket, stepped on the out-of-bounds line. If there's one thing, the Dragons, we've said this throughout the night, you want to get that turnover number down. It's now up to 18. And Litzelman will get a nice hand as she leaves the basketball game. Kelsey Wagner checks in for her. 44 seconds to go, 48-35, New Palestine leads. It's a game the Dragons have led by a significantly larger margin for most of the night. Ritter with possession, Wagner left wing, working on Miller, bounce pass to Webb, drives the right side, draws a foul. She'll go to the line for a pair. These will be the first free throw shot by either team in the second half, as Rachel Kelly commits her second foul. Join us tomorrow night. Mike Petrie and I will bring you boys basketball from the Dragons' Den, 7:25 airtime, as New Palestine takes on Yorktown. Webb hits the first free throw. She now has 12 points, or make that 11 points. She's looking for number 12 on this free throw and gets it. We'll see a new face in the game. Evelyn Buck checks in for Ritter. She will replace Kelsey Wagner. 48-37, New Palestine leads this as we're in the final 30 seconds. Rachel Kelly slowly bringing it up. Crosses midcourt, slides to the left side. Working on Webb, picks up her dribble on the left wing and tried to throw it into the middle. There was nobody there. It's picked off by the Raiders, but picked back off by Elena Miller. Elena drives, feeds Addie Jones in the right corner. Up top to Kelly. She'll back it out into the high circle. 7 seconds to go. Kelly backs it out. Again, she looks like she will dribble out the clock. That is exactly what will happen. The New Palestine Dragons finish the regular season with a 13-9 record as they lead from wire to wire in this one, knocking off the Ritter Raiders 48-37. We will take a break. When we come back, it'll be time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care post-game show. That all comes up right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast has been presented by All Star Turf Management.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our two doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Final score from the Dragons' Den. New Palestine concludes the regular season with a 48-37 victory over the Ritter Raiders. Andrew Smith along with you. It's time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care post-game show. And I'll tell you how this one happened. It started with neither team scoring for the first 4 minutes of the first quarter. And then New Palestine scored the next 11 points, 7 of them from Addie Jones, as the Dragons took an 11-0 lead. Lauren Beeman answered with a basket late in the first quarter to cut the lead to 11-2, and then New Palestine scored the next 15 to start the second quarter, including 8 from Isabella Gizzi, a three-pointer by Elena Miller also in that run, and Corinne Marshall and Addie Jones had baskets as well. They gave New Palestine a 26-2 lead. Ritter then scored the final 7 points of the first half and the first 6 of the second half to cut the lead to 11. But the Dragons were able to push the lead back up to 39-20 at the end of 3, thanks to some solid three-point shooting in the third quarter. as Anna Ackerman, Isabella Gizzi, and Corinne Marshall each hit triples in the quarter. And then Ritter was able to cut the lead to 11 in the fourth, but the Dragons win at 48-37. Final scoring tonight, Addie Jones leads the way for New Palestine in her final home game. Of course, senior night was held earlier last Saturday, so although this one, a victory for the Dragons, and Addie with 13 in her final home game. We did not have the rebounding numbers, but we have to think she had a double-double as she was all over the glass, especially in the first half. And so Addie finishes with 13 on 6 baskets, including a 3. Isabella Gizzi finishes the night with 11 points. She had 3 threes and a 2, the 2 Dragons in double figures. Anna Ackerman had 7. She had 4 free throws and a 3-pointer. Corinne Marshall also had 7 on a pair of baskets and a 3. Faith Hensel scored a pair of field goals for 4. Elena Miller and Rachel Kelly each hit a 3. Allie Blum, Grace Marshall played but did not score. So for New Palestine, 9 play, 7 score. They had 18 field goals, 8 of which were threes. They were 4 of 4 from the line. New Palestine did not attempt a free throw after the first quarter in this game. There were not a lot of free throws shot at all by either team, as Ritter hit 7 threes, 13 field goals, was 4 of 6 from the line. They were led by Olivia Webb off the bench. She had 12 points, a pair of threes, a pair of twos, a pair of free throws. Kelsey Wagner hit a pair of threes and a 2, and a pair of free throws as well for 10. So 2 Raiders in double figures. Lauren Beeman finished the evening with 5 points on a 3, a 2. She was 0 for 2 from the line. Megan McCall and Emma Litzelman each hit a 3-pointer. Riley Heim and Jenna Gruber each hit a 2-pointer for the Raiders. Dragons led at 11-2 after a quarter, 26-9 after a 15-7 second quarter. 26-9 at halftime, 39-20 at the end of 3. New Palestine outscoring Ritter 13-11 in that third quarter, and then the Raiders with a 17-9 fourth quarter, but the Dragons win at 48-37. Elsewhere in the conference tonight, lots of games taking place. One other final, Mount Vernon has defeated Delta 53-19, so the Marauders will clinch the conference title. The Dragons will finish second, so get a chance to set the conference standings for you here momentarily. Also tonight, Yorktown was leading and is leading Elwood 43-16 at halftime. After one, Pendleton Heights trails Pike 15-13. Also this evening, Shelbyville hosts Hauser, and Newcastle taking on the Dragons' sectional opponent on Wednesday, the Anderson Indians, in conference play. And there's just one more regular season game left. Delta will play Daleville on Saturday. So final conference standings, Mount Vernon finishes the year 7-0. The Dragons 6-1 in conference play, and in 4 seasons under Coach Sarah Gizzi, the Dragons are 24-4 in HHC play with a conference championship a couple of years ago. New Palestine finishes 6-1. Pendleton Heights 5-2. Yorktown finishes 4th at 4-3. Greenfield Central was 3-4 at 5th. Shelbyville was 2-5. Newcastle was 1-6, and Delta 0-7 in conference play. Well, that'll put a bow on the regular season. Now it's time to turn our eyes toward the tournament, and the Dragons are going to open tournament play with a rematch of last year's sectional championship game as they take on the Anderson Indians. That'll be a 6 o'clock game Wednesday from the Muncie Fieldhouse, the beautiful North Walnut Street Fieldhouse, probably a favorite and my personal favorite gym to visit and see games from, the Muncie Fieldhouse in its 92nd, now 93rd year. It was opened in 1928 and, of course, reopened a couple seasons ago after suffering some significant tornado damage, and has been a heck of a showplace. The Dragon boys won a sectional title there this past spring. The girls will look to repeat their sectional championship on the Muncie Fieldhouse floor starting Wednesday as they take on the Anderson Indians. That's a rematch from that title game from last season. The winner of that game will face either Greenfield Central or Muncie Central at 8 o'clock on Friday, and then the championship game will be at 7:30 on Saturday evening next week. We will have all the broadcast of those games for you on newpalradio.com. No video coverage of that when the IHSAA takes control of video coverage for the state tournament, and all games will be available or made available on the IHSAA's pay-per-view TV service. But we will have free audio coverage for you on newpalradio.com 5:55, Jarrett Lewis and I will be with you on Wednesday night when the Dragons take on the Anderson Indians to open sectional play. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow. It'll be boys basketball. The Dragons taking on the Yorktown Tigers. New Palestine now 10-5 on the season and 3-1 in conference play. Yorktown's 11-5 and 1-3 in conference play. Big game tomorrow for Trent Whitaker's boys basketball team as they take on Yorktown. Mike Petrie and I will have the broadcast for you. We'll be on air at 7:25 p.m. I want to send out a personal shout out as well. My oldest son, Aaron, celebrating his 14th birthday today, and certainly he's watching at home, certainly want to wish you a happy birthday and enjoy it as we enjoy a Dragon victory. 48-37, New Palestine closes the regular season with a victory over the Ritter Raiders to finish 13-9 on the year. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night, boys basketball. The next girls game will be from the Muncie Fieldhouse on Wednesday, the Dragons taking on the Anderson Indians. We'll talk to you then at 5:55 p.m. Before then, we'll talk to you both channels, newpowerradio.com and New Palestine High School Athletics YouTube page tomorrow, 7:25, as the Dragon boys take on the Yorktown Tigers. Until then, this is Andrew Smith. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody. Our final score again, New Palestine 48, Ritter 37. This has been a presentation of the Crosscom Sports Network and newpowerradio.com with the assistance of the New Palestine High School Athletic Department.
Thank you for listening to Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Tonight's game was brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best Insight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Thanks for listening. Join us next time for more Dragon action on newpalradio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.